I'm going to start off with price. As you guys know, you can buy this for $450 US without Mario Kart, or $500 US with a digital copy of Mario Kart. However, they were about $50 off in a recent Black Friday sale. But to be honest, for what you're getting, it's not a bad price. Like, most people have been complaining about it, but it's got some decent power. Like, it's probably just below an Xbox Series S. Obviously, it's not the best with some games that come onto it, but so far, it's for the price, you're getting a lot. And even comparing the price to something like the Steam Deck LCD, which costs probably a tiny bit less, or the OLED that costs a lot more, this thing is honestly great. It's a lot more powerful than a Steam Deck if you didn't know that already. Nowhere near an Asus ROG Ally. Those things are super powerful, the Z1 Extremes. But to be honest, yeah, you're getting a lot. What I want to talk about is just how convenient this thing is. Like, you can play in handheld mode. It's got a really beautiful 1080p 120 hertz screen, and while it's LCD, it is a very good LCD, I can tell you that. The colors and all, they probably don't look too amazing on the camera right now, I'm not sure, but they are really good in real life. Like, it looks very close to an OLED. But the thing that a Steam Deck can't do, an Asus ROG, is just be convenient. Like, you can just pick it up, put it in like that, and it will connect to my TV. And I can play lots of games at upscaled 4K, whereas a Steam Deck, good luck, you probably can't even play most games in 1080p. I've had one before, so I'm not just, hating on it. Also, most games support 4K 60 upscaled on this, but however, some are a bit lower as they are harder to run, like Cyberpunk, which on the handheld, it plays at about 720p 40 FPS in performance mode, which it's alright, but it's probably still better than a Steam Deck, to be honest. This thing also comes with 256GB SSD storage with the console, and you can also buy a micro SD card and just put it in and upgrade the storage, which is great because they are very cheap these days. And 256 for me so far has been heaps because I don't buy too many games at once, and Donkey Kong Bonanza I think is only 30 or so. I believe Metroid it takes up a bit, which I have got on mine, but not bad. The speakers are very loud as well, as you can hear. And it's also got a really good kickstand like the Switch OLED, which is great. The design is also awesome in my opinion. Like, the Switch OLED doesn't have a bad design, but when you compare this to something like a Switch LCD, it makes that feel like a toy, honestly. Like, there's just all stuff going wrong with it, whereas this, it's just super clean, and it doesn't even feel like there's Joy-Cons on it, just feel like one big thing. And yeah, these Joy-Cons are magnetic, they are super satisfying. One massive bonus you do get, which isn't very Nintendo-like, is you can actually use your old Pro controller or even Joy-Cons on this thing, which is awesome. Like, there's no more delay or anything, and to be honest, this is pretty much the exact same as the new one. Yes, there are some improvements, but it's still not even Hall effect. Like, what are you doing, Nintendo? But the only thing is, you cannot wake the console from this, which means you'd usually you could press the home button 3 times, and then it would turn it on. You can only do that with the official Joy-Cons or the new official Pro controller. So I'm a big fan of the new case design. I reckon the red looks very good. However, yeah, they still look really good. And everyone complains about the game cards because some of them just have like a game key card, but they are still a regular physical version. They just don't have the game on it. But you can still resell them and all that, so I don't get why everyone's angry about that, but fine with me. If it was a download code, yeah, I hate that stuff. But it's a key card, I don't know why everyone's complaining, it's all fine. So by the way, while on the original presentation of the Switch 2, when they showed Donkey Kong Bonanza, I really did not like this game. It did not look great, but to be honest, I'm trying to 100% it. I'm only halfway through and I've played 40 hours already, so this is a really big game and it's awesome, to be honest. Like, I love it. Such a great game. Mario Kart World is also really good as well, and you got Metroid, which I don't mind so far. And you also got Zelda upgrades, and you got so much third-party support. Like Red Dead Redemption has just received a Switch 2 update, which, while I haven't played it yet, it seems pretty awesome. People are saying graphics are all amazing. And yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows running at 30 FPS, Star Wars Outlaws. There's so much support coming for this. So this is Zelda Breath of the Wild running on the Switch 2, and I know it's like been released for free consoles, but this is so much better than the original Switch. The original Switch runs out, I believe, 1080p 30 on the TV, where this is a 4K 60. Seems super smooth. Everything looks good. The colors on the trees, everything. Even in the handheld mode on the LCD, it's really good. Now, while it may not be my favorite game, it does look very good. And if you already have Breath of the Wild, you can pay a $10 US or $20 Australian, something like that, upgrade to get these graphics, and they are so much better, to be honest. So I've got Metroid Prime 4 running, and on the TV, so this is 4K 60, and I am not the biggest, the graphic, everything looks amazing, as you can see, super detailed. However, there is a lot of delay on the 60 FPS mode. I'll try. You may not, but it's 33 milliseconds, which on most games on consoles, it's only about 16 or so. On Fortnite and all that's only like 10. But there's a bit of noticeable delay. However, when you get the Switch in its handheld mode, it is super smooth on that 120 FPS mode, which I recommend a lot more than the 1080p 60. But yeah, so we've just hopped into a Fortnite match, and to be honest, these graphics are really good for a Switch. It's the equivalent, for my PC nerds out there, it's the equivalent from probably going from a 1030 to a 3060 or 4060. It is a big difference. Really good, really smooth. Not as responsive as it's definitely not as good as a PS5 or Series S, but it's not bad though. It's pretty good. Very responsive. Like on the Switch one, I would never be able to kill that guy just then. That was actually kind of smooth, but really, really good so far. However, there is one issue that I encounter when playing this game in handheld mode, which I'll get to later on in the video, but so far is pretty good, to be honest. Just kill this guy and then there we go. Yeah, so far pretty good. I'll get to the issue in a second. So what was that issue like I was saying before? So when you try hold this, as you can see, look at my hand. It does not really, you have to do that to reach the thumbstick. I don't know if that's mine, but a satisfied grip will solve this, because those things are amazing. But yeah, it is not great if you want to just play shooters, stuff like that. For Mario games, who cares, it's fine. But yeah, that is one thing to keep in mind. However, this is definitely the best handheld to play Fortnite on. So to finish the video off, do I recommend the Nintendo Switch 2? If you own a Switch Lite, absolutely. If you own a Switch 1 or V2, V1, absolutely. If you own a Switch OLED, absolutely as well. Those things are just 10 times as weak. They cannot run games. They will probably never have another game released for it from now on. Metroid probably one of the last ones. So would I recommend it? Absolutely. It is better in every single way. There is not one thing that's better about the Switch 1, except the price. You can find them super cheap. They're probably about 4 times as cheap as these now where I'm from. That's the only thing that beats it. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. But if you really enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe, because I've got lots of videos to come. Also, if there's any questions you have about it, make sure you comment. I will respond, I promise.